It's the same way that I'm on top of the parking lot right now, right? When I was at the lower part of the parking lot, I saw a lot of vehicles, saw a lot of people. Now that I'm at the top, I see less. Now I'm able to focus on me instead of focusing on other people, what they think, what someone else is driving, what's going on in other people's lives. I wonder what they're thinking of me. Nah, I just worked out. Just came from the gym. I'm focused on myself. I'm walking to the top of the parking lot so I can speak to the purpose-driven community about why going ghost is so important. And I'm showing to you that going ghost is something that you do each and every single day. It might not be for 3 months. It might not be for 6 months, but it can be for 30 minutes. It can be for an hour where you're locked in doing the things that you need to do to get your life from one point to another. So I could have still been down there. I could have been talking to people. I could have been looking around, but instead I'm elevating higher and I'm focusing on my purpose. I'm elevating higher and I'm focusing on my purpose. When I elevate higher, I hear less noise. Brothers, when we elevate higher, we hear less noise. We deal with less. We focus on the things that we could control. There's no distractions around. There's no distractions around. When you go ghost, there's no distractions around. Comment the word ghost. Comment the word ghost if you watched up to this point. There's no distractions around because you're focused on your purpose. So you don't have time for the distractions because you have to take your life to the next level. You don't have time for distractions because you have to show to yourself that you can finally lock in and focus on the things that's going to bring you back value. You don't have time for distractions, only action. Only action. But sometimes we have to elevate. You don't have time to hear about the gossip. You don't have time to hear about what's going on in other people's lives because for once you're focusing on your life. And all I'm saying is if you can focus on your life for 1 hour a day, if you just go ghost for 1 hour a day, it will change your whole entire life. Some of y'all need to go ghost for a couple months. You might be the type of person that's been helping people their whole life and you've been neglecting yourself. So the reason why this is the first step into manhood, into real manhood, is because men that go ghost understand this one simple truth. It's not about turning your back against the world and never ever having friends, but it's about finally befriending yourself. It's about finally building a relationship with yourself, seeing the things that you have to do, seeing the things that you have to fix, going within, going deeper, figuring out your life, fixing your life, fixing your mistakes, reading books, listening to podcasts, understanding how to be a better man. That's the importance of going ghost. That's the importance of going ghost. It's for you to be better because you don't believe that you're a finished product. So you're going to go ghost because you don't believe that you're perfect. You're going to go ghost because you understand the truth that once you start to fix yourself and once you start to work on yourself, that means that your cup is starting to pour. Your cup is starting to fill. And once your cup starts to fill up, then you can help other people. But a lot of us, we're trying to help people and we're depleted. We don't have anything to give. We don't have anything to give because we're not working on being the best versions of ourselves. We're focused on everybody else. We're focused on what everybody else is doing. How can you be a man and you're not actually worried about your own kingdom? You're not focused on your own purpose. You're not focused on the things that you need to do to be the best version of yourself. You need to take care of your financial health. You need to take care of your mental health. You need to take care of your spiritual health. You need to take care of your physical health. But you're telling me that, nah, I don't want to go ghost because I don't want to look mean to my friends. Your friends will understand because you're working on yourself. And when you work on yourself, that means that you are going to become a better friend. You're going to come back with a better mindset, with more wisdom to give. Sometimes our friendships, they start to become stagnant. Nobody can really help anybody because nobody's doing the work. When I'm not talking to my friends for a certain period of time, I know that they're working their absolute best to be the best versions of themselves. So when we do talk, there's an update. There's an update. There's an update that we have. Hey, what are you working on? Here's what I'm working on. There's an update. Okay? We have to go ghost sometimes because we have to update ourselves. Just like when a phone says, I'm updating, right? My phone just updated last night. I put my iPhone on charge and it said, update ready. My phone went ghost. I couldn't really use my phone while it was updating. My phone went ghost. Why do you think you don't have to go ghost in order to update? In order to get downloads from God? I went ghost 1 hour this morning. Nobody was able to reach me. My phone was off. My phone was on D&D. My wife, she was still sleeping, but if she wanted to join, she could join because that's my wife. But I was praying. I was just praying for an hour. More like 45 minutes to be more accurate, but about an hour I was praying. And I'm sitting on my prayer mat and I'm looking out the window and I'm thanking God for another day. And I just went ghost with God and I was just praying. Sometimes we don't even have moments like that to go ghost. We don't have moments to ourselves. We don't have moments with God. That's a problem. That's a issue because you're not upgrading your spiritual health. And what you have to understand is that your spiritual health is first, and then secondary is what you see in this world. That's what manifests, quote unquote, right? The world is your spirit. Everything is a reflection of the work that you are doing within. So if you're not doing the inner work, your outer world is definitely not going to reflect what you want to see. So if you want your life to get better, you have to work on your purpose. You have to be purpose driven. You have to go ghost. If you want to be the best version of yourself, you have to go ghost. As a man, we understand this. We're not here to be liked. We're not here to be loved. We know that on this earth, we're here, people are going to judge us. People are going to disrespect us. People are not going to understand us. We're going to be misunderstood. You have to be okay with all of those things because it's time for you to elevate and it's time for you to grow. And I want to see you be the best version of yourself. I don't want to see you be like everybody else. No one wants to actually work on the things that they need to work on. Why is that? Because it's easier to give in to the distractions. How can you become a real man when you're always distracted and you're never building? That's how the world wants us to be. The world wants us to be distracted over and over and over again. The more the world can distract us, the less and less that we can actually have action towards making a better life for ourselves. The world wants us distracted all day, every day. The more you can be distracted, the less and less and less you have an opportunity to build the life that you want. That's why you have to go ghost. You get to decide what you want to keep in this season of your life. You. Nobody else. Nobody else can decide for you. The only way for you to hop in the driver's seat, the only way to take your power back is to understand that you're at war. You're at war. You're at war with social media. So show social media that you're going to use it for good. Maybe you need to go ghost from certain social media platforms. Maybe you need to upvote and uptick the content that you really like that's going to further you. It doesn't have to be this video. Maybe you don't like this video. Maybe you think this video is a waste of time. If you don't think it's a waste of time, if you're getting value from it, because we only halfway there, I'm still cooking. Comment the word ghost. But make sure you hit post notifications. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed. Because if you don't do that, your algorithm is always going to show you things that will entertain you and distract you. So when I say subscribe, it's not for my own benefit. When I say post notifications, it's not for my own benefit. It's for you. I'm trying to give you content that can elevate your life, not bring it down, not distract it, right? So let's go back to that. Distractions, they're everywhere, and it's like that on purpose. And until you start to recognize your purpose, then you're gonna always build somebody else's purpose. Until you, as a man, and we got some queens watching, appreciate the queens that's watching, right? But going ghost, how can it make you a real man? Going ghost allows you to understand your real purpose, right? And a lot of people want to find their purpose. How do I find my purpose? Well, go ghost, because purpose is something that's divine. Purpose is something that's divine. I believe that your purpose is something that God has given you, and you're here to figure that out. Once you figure that out, then you have clarity. So in order to have clarity, you have to go ghost. You have to remove yourself from all distractions and remove yourself from people that's not adding value into your life, because you're trying to find value. You're trying to remember your true value. Come on now. You're trying to connect with the most valuable, right? You're trying to find value. What does that mean? That means that you need clarity in order to do things in your life that's actually going to carry you to the next level. Meet the right people, do the right things. You need clarity for that. You need to remember your value. What does that mean? Going ghost is going to help you to remember that the Creator dwells within you, right? That the kingdom of heaven dwells within you. So if the kingdom of heaven dwells within you, then that means that you have everything you need to be successful at this very moment. That's according to God. And then you're trying to connect with the most valuable. So in order to connect with the most valuable, you have to pray. Prayer, right? One of my favorite scriptures is, be still and know that I am God. So God is telling you, in order for you to know who I am, I need you to be quiet. I need you to be still. So if you don't go ghost, you won't have clarity on the things that's going to bring you back value. You won't be as valuable as you could be, because it's going to be hard for you to recognize your value, because you keep getting distracted. So you keep giving your value to everybody else instead of you recognizing your true worth. And third, it's going to be very hard for you to connect with the most valuable. It's going to be very hard to connect with the most valuable, because you're never still, and going ghost allows you to be still. If you are not still, then you're always moving. And if you're always moving, then you're neglecting your inner purpose. Your inner purpose is to connect with God. That's part of your purpose right there. So the fact that you're being still, you're doing half the work to figuring out your purpose. Okay? You're connecting with God on a deeper level. A lot of these things can't happen if we don't go ghost. And I know that's hard. That's hard to understand. It's like, man, I gotta go ghost? You know? I don't want to stop talking to so-and-so. So-and-so will understand. They will understand. True friends understand when you are in a season of figuring out your life. It's so peaceful when you try to figure out your life. Remember what we started with in the beginning of the video. I am at the top of the parking lot. It is so peaceful. I'm not worried. I'm not distracted. I'm not distracted. I'm here. I'm present. I'm at peace. I'm relaxed. It's quiet. When is the last time that you had that for yourself? We try to distract ourselves so much, but really what we're doing is we're wasting our life. Wasting our life on content that doesn't matter because it doesn't feed the soul. Wasting our life on caring about what everybody else think. Wasting our life on social media, just scrolling endlessly, and we're not watching anything that we could retain so we could use it to better our life. Wasting. We're in a very wasteful era of humanity. People waste clothes. People waste opportunities. People waste potential friendships. Waste. Nobody is doing anything. Nobody is as urgent as they could be. People are just floating, doing God knows what. And I don't know. I'm just listing examples. But my point is, if we were to actually take our lives a little bit more serious, and if we were to go ghost, and figure out the things that we need to do, which is that clarity that I speak about, then you would be able to change your whole life around. All you need is 6 months. All you need is 6 hours. All you need is 6 minutes of just shutting everything down and lifting yourself up and paying attention to the things that you need to pay attention to. How can you be a real man when you don't have clarity on the things that you need to fix, when you don't have clarity on the things that you need to do, when you don't have clarity on the type of person that you need to be, when you don't have clarity on the things that you need to fix? There's no way that you could be a real man and you're not self-improving. There's no way that you could be a real man and you're not growing. There's no way that you could be a real man and you haven't sat to yourself just once and said, what do I need from myself to be the best version of myself? Having a conversation with yourself. We try to make people who talk to themselves weird. Just because somebody's talking to themselves, they're not weird. They're trying to gain access to clarity. When is the last time you talked to yourself? And you don't got to talk to yourself in public, because if you do that, they might put you in, a place where you might not get back out of, because they're going to think that, you got mental problems. So maybe don't talk to yourself in public, but even in your head, you should be talking to yourself, analyzing, are the habits that I'm doing, is it actually going to carry me to the next level? Is it actually helpful? Because as men, we are sent here to soar, to lead, to grow, and help others do the same. We are leaders. We are kings. We're talking about kingship. We're talking about mentorship. You guys are the leaders. Right? Not only am I depending on you, not only are you dependent on yourself, but God is dependent on you to get it together, because we have to lead society down a better path. You have a calling on your heart, and it's up for you to figure out what that is. I wish I could tell you what that is, but I can't. The only thing I can tell you is the power of going ghost and what that can actually do for you as a man. You start to really recognize when you look in that mirror, because you've been going ghost. You start to look at yourself differently. You start to realize, okay, I got so much more potential within me. Why do I look like this? Why do I feel like this? Why am I not doing the things that I need to do? Why am I not investing in myself? Why am I not? You start to just recognize these things, right? You start to recognize these things of where you might have been lacking. If you want to work more closely with me, DM me the word brotherhood on my socials, right? My Instagram, DM me the word brotherhood. Okay. All right. If you want to work more closely with me. If you're battling lust as a man, join the chosen ones below. Okay, join the chosen ones below. All right. If you want to learn how to be on your purpose as a man, the Purposeful Man Playbook, that's my book, that's available on Amazon. Go get it. Everyone has Amazon. It ships worldwide. The Purposeful Man Playbook. It will change your life. It has already changed hundreds, thousands. Thousands of people got the ebook. Hundreds of people got the physical copy. Okay. Go get your physical copy on Amazon. So I plug all those things in to say, when you go ghost, something that's huge is understanding that it's an investment in yourself. We don't like to invest in ourselves, especially as men, because our jobs is to provide for everyone else. What I realized early on is that I can't provide for everyone else if I don't first provide for myself. The information that I need, the wisdom that I need, the financial discipline and resources that I need, the mentorship that I need to reach the next level. Everything that I'm telling you to do, I've done. I've gotten the help. I've gotten the mentorship. I've gotten, the ability to learn from others, learn from other people's mistakes, so I don't make those mistakes. Right? So as men, we have to put ourselves in positions to learn, so we're not making mistakes of other people, but we're able to jump ahead and be ahead of the game. If you don't do that, you're not going to be ahead of the game. You're going to be behind. You're going to be like everybody else. And there's nothing wrong with being like everybody else. The only thing wrong with being like everybody else is that you don't want to be like everybody else. You said you want to lock in. You said you want to be better. You said you want to be different. You said that. It's easy to be like everybody else because the average person is not willing to go the extra mile. But the men who are able to go the extra mile and they're willing to, they're the ones that's going to see success. They're the ones that's going to really achieve the goals and dreams that they have. So what I need you to understand is that in order to achieve success and in order to reach the goals and dreams that you have, sometimes you have to go ghost. Because do you even know your dreams? Do you even know the goals that you have? Do you have an agenda? Do you have a task list? Do you know what your priority is? Right? And if you don't know none of these things, what can help you with that is going ghost, so you can finally put the attention towards yourself and figure out what you want out of this life. Because then it goes further. This is why I say I need to work with y'all, because there's only so much that I could do on a YouTube video. I'm trying to work with men and help you guys reach that next level to understand that it's not just about goals. It's about systems. If you don't have the right system in place, you're not going to achieve those goals. So we could talk about goals all day. We could talk about a priority list, but these are just key words that you probably haven't heard of in a long time to get you thinking, to get you going, right? So it's important for you to understand that once you have that priority list and once you have clarity on what your goals are, now you need to build a system to do those things each and every single day. What's a system? For example, when you're going to the gym, right? You need a system. What is your weekly split? Okay. And what do you come home and eat? And what time do you sleep? This is your physical system to help your physical body be in peak shape. That's a system. There's many components to a system. So now you have to build systems for your goals and for your dreams. If you don't have systems, you're not going to make it. It's so much work to be done. Going ghost allows you the opportunity to do something called deep work. When you do deep work, you're just working, you're just doing it, you're just getting at it. People don't want you to do deep work. People don't want you to focus on deep work. They want you to be distracted. They want you to build up their kingdom, whether that's your 9 to 5, whether that's social media. They want you focused on building their kingdom. Shout out YouTube. It's mutually beneficial. I post a YouTube video. I'm speaking directly to a specific audience, my specific audience that wants and is ready to listen to this message. They're going to click. They're going to watch. Right? So that's mutual. That's cool. Right? I'm able to fulfill my purpose through this platform, but there's many other platforms. Instagram, TikTok, my email list, Amazon that has my book. I got my site that has my book as well, the ebook. We got so much things, the chosen ones, the brotherhood, different platforms, different spaces, different energy, but it's all one goal. Let's help people be on their God-given purpose. That's how you have to think. You have to be a little bit more entrepreneurial in your spirit. Don't just work a job. Figure out how you can create a service that can help people be the best versions of themselves in whatever category you want. Get more creative. If you like music, now's the time to make music. Right? A lot of these things you will unlock as you go ghost. I don't have all the answers, but what I do know is that we come from the creator, and the creator wants us to be creative. How do I know that? The creator is a creative because the creator created us, and the creator said that we are made in the creator's image. So if we're made in God's image, what that means is that we have to create. That's natural. That's in us. If you're not creating, you're being stagnant. If you're being stagnant, you're taking what life is giving you, but you're not making anything with it. So life is going to give you lemons, but you're not making lemonade. You just accept the lemons for what it is. No. See, when you go ghost, you start learning how to be more creative, how to do deep work, how to build systems, how to replace bad habits with good habits. You start having reflection. Going ghost allows you to have reflection. When you have reflection, you're able to look at the habits that you've been doing and you're able to say, I haven't been doing a good job. Or you're able to say, I have been doing a good job. See, this only comes when you go ghost and you're able to get that reflection. Many people are not able to get that reflection because they don't want to go ghost. They don't want to go ghost. Some people don't even know what going ghost is, and that's okay. We're going to talk more and more and more about it because it's important. Because it's imperative that we understand the role that going ghost plays in making us an overall better individual. The world is all external. They're going to keep throwing things at you. They want your attention. People want your attention. But when is the last time that you gave attention to yourself? People want your attention, but when is the last time that you gave your attention to you? When is the last time that you gave your attention to yourself? Now is the time to elevate. Now is the time to rise above. Now is the time to go ghost. Now is the time to build that relationship with God. Now is the time for you to be the best version of yourself. Now is the time. Now is the time. What does now is the time means? It means don't wait till tomorrow. Start today. First link below to check out all the resources that I have available for you to be the greatest version of yourself. The Brotherhood is a special place, unique, hand selected. So if you want to join the Brotherhood, DM me on Instagram. You can book a one-on-one consultation with me. Anything that you need, you want to read a book, I got my book down there. That book's going to take you to the next level. So much things of value for you to be the best version of yourself. Find things that will help you, not distract you. Because one of the things that we can never get back is time. And society wants you to waste your time. If you watched up to the very end, this is how I'll know. You're gonna put Ghost 27, because that's the mark at around when I'm asking, right? 26, it's like 26 minutes in. You're gonna put Ghost 27. All right, I love you guys. See you guys in the next video. Peace. If I didn't learn to defeat that, she probably wouldn't be sitting here. I had to man up. When you're dealing with lust, that's some little boy stuff. And we got to be honest about that. As men, we got to come together. We got to help each other. If you really going through lust, bro, I'm talking about it's really bad, DM me the word Brotherhood. You might need more than the chosen ones if it's really getting to that point. You're going to say something?
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm proud of you, and I don't know who else better to teach men how to defeat that than you, or at least someone who's gone through it. It's not like you've been married since the beginning of time. You came out perfect and then you know everything. He had to struggle to even sit here before you. So this is information that he's had to go through, that he's offering you for really, it's pretty cheap. It's $11 a month. And I will see like the craziest thing pop up on my feed, and it's like you have these big bodybuilder men admitting that they have a porn addiction, admitting that they're paying for OnlyFans, and you look at them and you're like, how? But that made me, because I didn't realize how big of an issue it was until you brought it to my attention. And then I'm seeing men come on the internet and they're literally looking for an outlet. They're looking for a space. They can't hold it in anymore. And grown ass men are coming on the internet and they're crying about it. And I was like, no way. Then you see stuff like Lil Tay, Bad Baby, Bella Thorne, they're making millions off of OnlyFans. Who's buying it, men? I can't believe it. So I was like, oh, this is a real issue. I was like, wow. I was listening to a true crime video the other day. Married couple, looked like they had it all together. Turns out he'd been cheating on her throughout the whole marriage. They got 6 kids together, and he had a porn addiction. So it don't matter. Dudes who are in the gym and they're big and they're buff, you thinking that you think they have all these options, they're still addicted. Men who are in marriages, they're still addicted. Even men who have access and options, he has a wife. And he is still looking at other women on the internet. He's addicted. I'm not gonna lie, the way us women are dressed out here, men do not stand a chance. I went to the Weeknd concert yesterday, and oh my God, if you just dropped me in there and you didn't really tell me what I was there for, I could have sworn I was at a strip club. The amount of booty cheeks I seen, I had seen so much yesterday. I was like, where are these women shopping? What is going on? And why is no one wearing clothes no more? Now, I'm not a prude. I'm saying I know women, we look good, and when we look good, we feel good. We want to be outside with it and we want to look good, but I'm just like, hey, leave something to mystery. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the escalator, I'm literally looking up someone's skirt, not on purpose. I'm like, really? All that for the Weeknd? But it made me think, when you just step outside as a man and then women are just giving it to you for free, I'm saying you don't even have to work for it no more. Where are we as a society? The fits I seen yesterday, they was insane. That was crazy. Stay safe.
Chosen ones, $11 a month. Go get it, man. And if you need more help, DM me on Instagram the word Brotherhood. We'll figure something out. We'll make space for you. A lot of spots are filled. That's not something for everybody. Just a select few of men that I picked that we could come together with. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.